What's going on, family? Welcome to the Fighter Share Report. It is Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you know what time it is. We delve into some good stuff, and we got some good juicy stuff coming up. That one of the premier fights that most boxing fans have been looking forward to, the fight may be in jeopardy. There's some things coming out may be in jeopardy. So we're going to get into that today. Yes, it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show. And we're going to talk about that fiasco that's supposed to happen tonight and the good stuff that happened last night. We had a good show. It can stay in the 30s. I'm good with it. 20s, 30s, I'm good with it.
I mean, when you got that natural insulation, bro, it's cool. I get it.
Real men come from the north, so we can deal with.
Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. That sums it all up. Let's
We can deal with the cold.
I'm saying these names not because they're essentially the best fighters out there, which we can make a case for Shakur Stevenson, definitely. They just look that much better than whoever they fight.
I think he might want to keep this thing on the feet and stay any way possible. Stay away from that guillotine choke. he was squeezing Buddy's face in the last fight and put him out.
Come on, dog. Let's fight.
Welcome to the Fighter Share Report.
Hey, welcome to the Fighter Share Report. Look, let's jump on this UFC fight card from last night. This was pretty tough. So, we gonna jump on it. We want y'all to be in the know. We want to be in the know. You know. So, it was a good card. Saw most of it. It was a good card. We really were covering the top two fights last night, and I know we should have covered more. So I'm gonna run down the card and I'm gonna deal with the top two. Okay. All right. By the way, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Okay, so we had Montana De La Rosa defeated Ariane Lipski. Wow. Nice. Defeated by via second round TKO. 427 of the second round. If you think that was close to the end, just wait. Then we had Gregory Rodriguez defeated Dusko Todorovic by decision. And it was unanimous decision. 30-27 by two judges, 29-28 by the third. You had Santiago Ponzinibbio defeated Miguel Baeza. That was a good one, man. Decision. 29-28 by all three. It was a close fight. It was a good fight. Getting in there, mixing it was a good fight. Roman Dalides defeated Laureano Staropoli. Staropoli, rather. 30-27 by all three judges. It was really... Man, I don't want to say this. The leads made it a very boring fight. Staropoli really didn't do enough to really contend in any of the three rounds. Maybe the third round in the beginning, but Staropoli just got him against the cage, got his back, got him on the floor, got the mat, got the leg in. But he didn't do anything with these positions. That's what I'm saying. Octagon control sometimes is misleading. Yeah, he had over a round of riding time, which is 5 minutes, but he didn't do anything with it. It was just one of those fights that you're like, all right, let's move on to the next one. I hate to say that, but it was the truth. In the next fight, which was the co-main, you had Marcin Tybura defeated Walt Harris. Now, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, we've been following Walt Harris. it's been rough because Walt comes out looking really good, and he's doing well, and he gets caught by something quickly, and before you know it, it's out. It's over. He got caught. He still doesn't know how to deal with being on the bottom. Instead of turning to his back when Tibura was putting in both hooks, because Harris was sticking him. Tibura's got a chin. Harris was sticking him, but Tibura's got a chin. But when Tibura was putting in both hooks, he was able to flatten Harris out on his belly, and he just stuck him repeatedly. The ref had no choice but to step in on that one, unfortunately for Harris. And in the main event, we had Yarzenia Rozenstruik versus Augusta Sakai. It kind of happened like I thought. Sakai's big. Sakai's taller. Wasn't heavier. Didn't have a huge reach advantage. But Rozenstruik is we keep saying that there are levels to this. Rozenstruik was just that much better to where when he hit him, he knew he was hit. And with 1 second left, about 5 seconds left, he caught him with a hook and then a right hand, split his face open, hammer fist. They stopped it, didn't realize. I thought I heard the mat being hit or the 10-second warning, but they stopped it with 1 second left to go. So Rozenstruik won by knockout first round. It was a good showing by him. Sakai, like Harris, is going to need some more levels to his game. He stepped way up in competition and got put back down. So, listen, what's going on tomorrow? Anybody know what's going on? Tonight. Anybody know what's going on tonight by 8 o'clock on Showtime pay-per-view? Oh, yeah. Mayweather versus Paul. Listen, I know we're not going to beat this thing to death. We're not. We're just not going to do it. It's not a sanctioned fight, but we're talking about it because Floyd Mayweather is involved. But again, it is not a sanctioned fight. Understand this. It's going to be a good fight, but it's not a sanctioned fight. I think it'll be good as long as Floyd carries the fight. And once Floyd feels like if he feels like he was compromised a little bit, he'll go ahead and end it. He'll hit him with a flurry, go to the body, go to the body, go to the body, go to the head. Start hitting him with flurries of punches to make the referee have to stop it. I just don't see this fight going that long. Now, if I'm wrong, tomorrow I will come on here and I will say, hey, I was wrong. But I just don't think this fight is going to be, I don't want to say, because I'm not trying to badmouth it. I just don't think it's going to be, Floyd's going to keep it entertaining, but I just don't think it's going to be one of those fights that you wake up the next morning and you miss it and you're like, oh my goodness, I should have saw that. Unless some lucky punch happens. And I think that's what people are tuning in for. Because I watched the workouts with Logan Paul and I wasn't impressed with the work. I was not impressed with the workouts. So not even being impressed with the workouts tells me he's not ready. He's not ready. And I know you're not going to sandbag in the workouts. He's not quick. He's not sudden. He's just bigger than Floyd. And he has nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. And that is what I keep saying. He has nothing to lose. So he's going for broke. He's already going to make more money than he will ever make fighting anyone else. So at this point, what does he have really to lose? Nothing to lose. I'm trying to find my notes on this, some more notes on it. So, we're just not going over the same thing. It's an entertainment event. And unfortunately, they're calling it a boxing match. But it's not really a boxing match. Now, the rest of the card, you have Badu Jack versus Devin Kalina. Badu Jack is plus 2,500 in this. 2,500 right now. His opponent is Badu Jack is minus 2,500 rather as a favorite. Minus 25. His opponent is plus 1,200. It's a light heavyweight fight. You have Jarrett Hurd is the one we're looking for against Luis Arias. Hurd is minus 100. Arias is plus 600. That's going to be a good fight. If you can catch that one, then you have Chad Johnson versus Brian Maxwell. It's a contracted exhibition. Listen. You got two real fights sandwiched in between two exhibitions. The exhibitions may be entertaining. I'm looking forward to the Jarrett Hurd return versus Luis Arias. I'm looking forward to that one. Fight card starts at 8 o'clock. Showtime pay-per-view. I don't think it's one you're going to want to miss if you have the opportunity and you really want to see it. I think it might be a good card, a decent card. Plus, the hype for Floyd. His interest is going to be lit. That's about all I can say, really. All right, meanwhile, this is the juicy news. And I got to thank my cousin Lynn for this one. She sent me the story. Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao are set to fight, right? Well, now Errol Spence's camp is doing the smart thing. Errol Spence's camp seems to be asking for Olympic-style drug testing. Ha ha! That's what Keith Thurman should have asked for. Olympic-style drug testing is what Floyd asked for and got against Pacquiao. Here's the funny thing. Pacquiao doesn't want to submit to that testing. Pacquiao is using the argument that he is a senator from the Philippines and it would compromise his security to give his whereabouts at all times because Olympic drug testing is random drug testing. So it's one of those you look at and go, really? Make a choice then. Fight or be a senator. Fight or be a senator. But, fight legit. He's talking about, well, we can send the blood in. No. How do we know it's your blood? We saw what you did against Keith Thurman. We saw what you did in the fights leading up to Keith Thurman. It wasn't the same Manny Pacquiao. So now that Errol Spence's crew is like, and again, this is statements, but nothing on paper, stating that if we don't get the drug testing, that the fight won't happen. Good morning, Miss Audrey Brown. Pray that all is well with you, and thank you very much for gracing us with your presence and giving us your time this morning. Love you. The interesting thing is, though, Pacquiao keeps hiding behind this senator thing and that he'll be running for president of the Philippines. And, okay, make a choice. Do you want to fight or do you want to be in politics? Somebody's got to hold him accountable. Bob Arum won't. Hopefully, Al Heyman will. Hopefully, PBC will hold him accountable and say, look, you're either going to submit to the request of the champion, the other champion, and you're going to give us the Olympic-style drug testing, which means you can't prepare for it. Yes, we will need to know your whereabouts. Everybody has a calendar, so that whole thing about I can't give you my whereabouts and this, everybody has a calendar. So just know that they may catch you before you go into a session. They may catch you when coming out of a session and you have to submit to a drug test. It's no big deal unless you make it a big deal. Unless you really have something to hide. then it becomes a big deal. And I'm not bashing Manny Pacquiao. I would say this against anybody. Unless you have something to hide, it should not be a big deal. It's Olympic-style drug testing. Did you get vaccinated? Did you get vaccinated? If you got vaccinated, that's more of a risk than having a drug test. Now, here's a funny thing with me that I'm thinking about here. They keep saying that too much of his information would be leaked out about them taking his blood. Well, you were going to send your blood in. So what is the problem? The problem is the normal Manny Pacquiao at 42 can't hold a candle to Earl Spence Jr. Cannot hold a candle to Earl Spence Jr. The normal Manny Pacquiao at 42 is probably a lot slower, definitely not as powerful, and doesn't have the same punch resistance. So now you're vulnerable, and you would go out on your shield if you go in there with drug testing. That should be required. So listen, I'm not going to bash you. I'm just calling it like I see it. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Because I just don't see me being wrong on this one. I can't see it. I can't see it. We all know that Earl Spence is one of the 3 or 4 best fighters on the planet right now. And in that division, because he has most of the straps, he would be the best fighter in that division. You got Terrence Crawford there as well, who's considered by some to be pound for pound number 1 or number 2. So it is what it is. Hopefully we get this drug testing so we get this fight. Hey family, it's my 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. It's interesting as we come into the summer months and you see all the different businesses now not requiring you to wear masks. Went into a restaurant yesterday to get food to go, and no, it wasn't a restaurant. Stopped at a convenience store to get gas and went in, and my wife wanted some Lotto scratch-offs. So I got them, and the woman behind the counter didn't have a mask or gloves on. And I'm like, and I'm looking at most of the people in the store without a mask on. I had a mask on, but I'm realizing that people don't really care about your health. They care more about the convenience and what the law says. And then you have some that don't even care about what the law says, because our beaches in Florida this past weekend, Memorial Day weekend, were flooded full of people. Social distancing, maybe if it was 3 to 5 inches, social distancing. And people are like, well, I have the vaccine. Don't you know the people with the vaccine are not only catching the virus still, but dying? Look, I'm being real with you. This is not a situation that you want to take, and throw caution to the wind. Remember just a year ago, people were dying at alarming rates. Dying at alarming rates. Thank you all for joining me this weekend, giving me part of your Sunday. I greatly appreciate it. My partner's been under the weather. I'm going to check in on him again today. Starting to worry me a little bit, but he says he's strong like bull. Hopefully he's not full like bull. But my prayers continue to go out to him. Look, my prayers go out to all of those who are mourning, still in mourning this morning. Had a lot of funerals yesterday. If yours wasn't held yesterday, be so grateful and understand that depression is the trick of the devil. You can seek help through prayer, through reaching out to people. That's why my partner usually says, reach out to your loved ones, check in on them, because depression plays with your mind in so many different ways, and it also affects you physically. Depression can make you sick, give you other symptoms, can weaken you, run you down, and then you think something is really wrong. You think you're dying. And I know people are going to look at me and go, man, you're going too far with this, but I'm not. I have a relative who spent time in a hospital, a state hospital, and she told me that there was a woman that said she was dying of brain tumors while she was in the hospital. And they kept doing tests on this woman and they never found one brain tumor. But guess what? When she died of all the symptoms of a brain tumor. The mind is the strongest entity that we have because God has given that to us. We got to be careful. Love you guys. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. We'll see you tomorrow on The Beatdown. Follow us on YouTube. Love you.